How's it going, everyone? It's Mike from Day Trade Guy with More Than Money Trading Group and Investing. I just want to break down a stock pick that we had from Friday, August 14th. I want to go through the call out that we had, why I called it out, and the move that it made. So you can see here we have FAMI. This is a stock that we're going to go over from Friday. So here is our group membership. This is what you'll see as a group member. And you can see here we have our pre-market watch list. So at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, this was alerted. It's not going to show the time anymore because it's past the date. Today's Sunday, the 17th. So we had FAMI at a break of 0.86. So all this means is that you can make an entry at the price break of 0.86. So the way that I find these stocks is I use a momentum scanner that scans for specific things that I want to see, such as high volume, so it just shows high interest. There's a bunch of things. I'm not going to say exactly what they are because my scanner is based off of what I think is good, and I can't really give that out because it comes with a lot of experience and a lot of time. My scanner is, I think it's $1,200 a year comes out to, and it's broken down on all different stock things that I like to see. One is volume, one is momentum, interest. So I can go into a different video going to that, but I'm not going to give up all my secrets. If you want stock picks, you could just join the group. So I want to go over the price breakdown. So you can see here we had 0.86 break, right? So this is what the stock looked like in the morning before. So we could see here Friday AM, right? Friday, you could see down here at 7 a.m. I alerted it. So the stock price looked like this. So this is the only thing you saw on the chart. You didn't see anything else. And you can see here at this white line, this was our entry point. If it broke that price, that's where we're gonna make an entry, right? So let me zoom out a little bit. So you can see here, breaks that price of 0.86, right? We made an entry around 0.86, 0.87. So one reason we made an entry was you can see the MACD down here, strong MACD signal. So that's a strong bullish move cross, right? Blue over white. We also started to see a small increase in volume here. This is pre-market, so you're not going to see huge volume, but we saw a small increase in volume. We saw it was above the VWAP here. We saw it was above our 9 EMA, which is our yellow line here, and our green line, which is our 20-day EMA. That's the EMAs that we use in my group. So from 0.86, had a high of day of 1.67. This is alerted right to our members. This is a pretty easy trade as long as you follow our plan and rules. Our plan and rules is if that you make an entry, right? If it goes down by 5%, so a 5% loss, you close it out, and then you shoot for a 10% plus. So that means that it's a probability game. It's 2-to-1 ratio. So that means if for every trade, you only need to have 3 out of 10 trades successful to make money. It's pretty much that simple. So as long as you follow the plan, execute the plan exactly, and not let emotions come into play, you'll be successful. Like, for example, say you have 3 losses, which doesn't really happen that much. Losses come, of course, because that's what trading is. But say you had 3 losses in one day and 1 winner. Say your 1 winner was FAMI, and let's see, we had 1.67 minus 0.86, right? So we had $1.43 gain on 0.86, which is 166% gain. Obviously, you're not going to get that whole move. Maybe you sell it here at 135, but you're still, say you lost 15% on other trades, 3 other trades, which didn't happen that day. We actually got four winners. You had 50% loss, and say you took like 50% home, you're still making 35%. It's that simple. So you can see here we didn't sell. Comes down to the 9 EMA, bounces. The key is to let them run and not let your emotions make you sell early, not get spooked and sell. I ended up actually putting a new alert in the group midday for people who missed the trade. You could see here intraday watch list. We had FAMI looks good again at a break of 1.47. That was around, around 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So you could see here, I ended up making an entry at 1.35 because I saw everything lining up again. EMA, MACD, VWAP, everything lined up, and it broke resistance. So I ended up taking another 20%. But if you were straight from that group, you could take a 20-cent move on that trade, which is 20 cents. Another 14% gain on top of the 166. So you're obviously never going to make that home. You're not going to get the whole move, but to be able to get some of that the losses don't matter. Losses get crossed out. So that's what the key thing about trading you need to keep in your mind is you need to always cut your losses short. Stop losses are key, or mental stop losses a lot of people use. And you need to let your winners run. So some people don't really know what a mental stop loss is, but I could go over that quick. So mental stop loss is, let's say I trade a lot pre-market. My group trades a lot pre-market because we like the movement. We like that we're not fighting market makers. I can go over that if you have any questions. Just throw that in the comments. But all we're doing is putting a mental stop because you can't put a stop loss in pre-market. So what that means is if you see the price go down to a certain level and hold that level or break that level, you get out right away. So you don't want to let your losses run because, like I said, let's say you had 5% losses, which we didn't that day, but let's just say we're going to exaggerate with negative 15%, right? And you took half of this move, 80%, 40%. You're still up. You're still up more than 10% on the day, which is unbelievable. So actually, while we're here, I might as well go over another trade that we did, right? So let's go back to Friday's pre-market watch list, and we'll look at TLC at a break of 9.7. This was nice. This is a very clean trade. I really like this trade. I took this trade at an entry of 9.64. So this is the chart that we were looking at before because obviously it develops over time. So this is what we saw. We saw news on this. We had news of, let me see the news. So it's COVID candidate news, right? It's usually what it is nowadays. A lot of moves from that. So I saw this chart building, right? I saw it build up nice. And I'm not going to make an entry here. None of this is going to make an entry, but I alerted it around 8:25 on Friday, 8:20, because I saw this building up, right? And then I saw a tight consolidation. So tight consolidation means that for people who don't really know what that means, consolidating means it's not really picking a direction, right? So you could see here that the sellers are really struggling here. There's 3 candles. This is 5-minute 1-day chart. 5-minute 5-day chart. So these are all 5-minute periods. So you can see here these 3 5-minute periods, sellers are struggling, really struggling, and you love to see that as a bull because this means that the sellers are struggling. Sellers are struggling. It's not dumping completely after this huge move of over 100%. So that means a new move can come. So I alerted my group for an entry at 9.7. We had right TLC on Friday. I'm not going to show the time because it's a different day, but 9.7 breaks that 9.7. Boom, nothing but green. I ended up buying more at 10.7 because it locked in. So I made an entry here at 9.7, and then it proved my idea right. And I knew at the break of this 10.7, buyers would really start to come in because it's a clear resistance point. So I made another entry at 10.7, sold some at 12, and then sold some at 12.5. Because I knew that around this level of 12.5 would be hard resistance. You don't want to get greedy. That's over 10% move. It's 28 to 30% move. You don't want to get greedy. You want to definitely sell some. So you scale, which means selling some of your position. And then once I saw this candle come back down, I sold the rest. We can go over another trade actually, because Friday was actually a pretty good day. So I'll go through it all, right? So FAMI went over already. We'll go through TBLT at the break of 1. I don't think this target hit, so we didn't take a trade. Never hit. See, I have my alert here. Never hit, right? So we never make a trade on that. So no loss, no gain, no problem. VISL, right? We set at a price of 2.9. Never broke our entry. Never made a trade on that either. So no loss, no gain, no problem. Go back to that, pull that up. Then we had Mara. I don't think this hit either. No problem. If it doesn't hit, you just don't trade it. It's no big deal. Never hit our entry point. 4.10. It was 4.10 hold or 4.2 break. Never hit, so never made an entry. MTP at a break of 3. I actually traded this multiple times on Friday. So we had an entry you could see here on the MTP break of $3, right? So that was alerted around 7 a.m. 7 a.m. is around here. So I ended up making this first trade before the huge move. So I traded this. This is a little risky. This was more of a scalp than anything, which is I just took a small percentage. So it broke that 3. I sold at 322, and then I sold half my position at 322, and then I let the rest ride, and I ended up selling the rest at my entry point. So I was able to get like 7%, which is still good. And then I still alerted our members. Let me see. I said MTP still looks good, still worth watching at 3 after that prior move, right? So you can see that here. MTP still looks good, still worth watching, still keep your eyes on it at 3. Ended up breaking 3 at 9:30 at market open, and it goes up to 4.33. So another huge gain, right? Another nice gain. So go back to the pre-market watch list, right? So MTP was a winner, hit. FAMI hit. These 3 never hit their targets. So you're already up. Doesn't, you know, MESO, MESO looks good at 17.75. Let's check that out. Okay. So this was alerted when it was consolidating here. Remember, we talked about consolidating. This is even a better consolidation because it's green. So it's going sideways. That means, right? You can see the consolidation period here. You can see it there, and you can see it here, right? It looks like it's consolidating. So once it broke that level, I liked it at 17.75 because of that resistance point of this 5-minute candle. Once it broke that 17.75, it went up to 19.13 for a quick gain. So that's another gain that hit the target. So we already went over TLC. So that's 4 targets that hit, 4 targets that didn't hit. So you're up no matter what if you're in the group, doesn't matter. And then we have ADMP. I think the rest of these were duds, but we'll just check them out. ADMP, you can see there at the break of 1.23. This might have been a loss. Nope. Never hit, never made the entry. And then we had EBON, which actually I'm going to be watching for Monday, August 17th. Sorry, today is the 16th. I'll be watching that tomorrow too. Right? Never broke our entry, never made an entry. So yeah, that's the breakdown of it. You see here, if you followed my plan exactly, followed our rules, you'd been at least made at least 25 to 30%. Like we had 1, right? 2, 3, 4 trades go, and the FAMI went for 166%. So some people aren't going to get that. You're never going to get the whole move, obviously, but you can get some of that. So as long as you traded our plan, we had 1, 2, 3, 4 winners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 never hit our entry. You know, and sometimes you're gonna have some losers where it hits the entry and goes down. But today, that day on Friday, we didn't have any losses on that. So it's pretty much that simple. As long as you follow the plan, you want to join the group, start learning. It starts today. Don't say I'm going to start tomorrow, because you know how that is. Procrastination is the worst. So yeah, if you want to join our group, DM me at Day Trade Guide on my Instagram. We're in the middle of constructing our website right now. But yeah, if you want to get started, just let me know. Send me a DM and we'll get you started. Thanks.